Hey folks, Jessica here, and Stig. So, I'm posting a quick update to the video I just put up today. That's going to be linked in the description down below if you're looking for it. And in that video, I covered my NM95 setup for the Earth Unite fight, and in that one I showed a 5-turn clear. I also mentioned there that I would continue to do some tweaking to see if I could get it down to a 4-turn clear, since we are like only a few percent off from it being a 4-turn clear. And I did do that, so I figured I'd just do an update to show you the changes I made. Now, I just want to be upfront here. The difference between a 4-turn clear and a 5-turn clear in terms of time saved, extremely marginal. It's not big at all. Anybody that says that's a big deal, they're lying to you. It's not a big deal. It's mostly about the challenge of can you get it down that low. So I enjoyed that challenge, so that's why I was messing with it. But yeah, this will be an interesting video if you are trying to understand like what are some tweaks you might make to like get that to shave off that last couple of percentage. So let's just jump into the changes I made. If you want a full rundown of the team I'm running, since it's essentially the same team, which is some minor differences, you can check out the other video. Again, linked in the description. Alright, the team's still the same, the grid's still the same, the summons are still the same, but there's some minor tweaks which we'll talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about is not a minor tweak, it is an upgrade. I stoned Dogu. So Dogu was 2 stars before, now Dogu is 4 stars. I was kind of hesitant to this, I mentioned in the previous video, because Galleon exists now, and I'm not quite sure out of these sub-summons which one I would drop for Galleon, because I definitely would drop one of these for Galleon. It's probably not Uriel, it's probably not Hangman. No, it's definitely not Uriel, it's definitely not Hangman. So it would be either Dogu or Belial, and there's pros and cons. So, yeah, that's why I was hesitating. But to be fair, I was using Dogu every single fight. Like, it's part of my clear strat, so it seemed worthwhile to just do it. The differences here, and to be fair, the crust summons are pretty good when you get in the 4 star. So like, it's not like it's not that big a deal to spend a stone on a crust summon. The crust summons are all very strong. So the differences here, the call is now does more damage, and that stone effect is added to the call. So it will flick stone on water foes, which makes them take more damage. That was actually a thing that made me want to just spend that stone. Alas, it doesn't actually, it can't be applied to the NM95 boss. As far as I can tell, it always resists. Maybe it's just like a really low chance of landing, but I haven't been able to land it. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it's still a good effect for other bosses. In addition to that, the Earth attack is now a little bit stronger. I think it goes from 50 to 60%, so that's not that big a deal. But the thing that is a big deal is uh, boost to Earth allies attack based on their number of crests. This was 15% before. At 3 stars, it goes to 25%, and then obviously you get 3 stars, you're taking it to 4 stars, which takes up to 35%. So yeah, don't get twisted. The crest summons are all very good. It's just the sub summon space is now very crowded. There's a lot of summons that are very good as sub summons. So yeah, that was my main hesitation. But yeah, Dogu is now 4 stars. Other minor changes. This is a really small one. I doubt it made much of a difference, but I'll mention it since it's a new system. I went ahead and switched Narmaya's Awakening type from Balance to Attack. So if you're not familiar, they added this, I think, extremely recently, like the last patch or something. But characters by default start as Balanced, and now you can switch them to Attack, which drops the multi-attack and drops HP to make it just full attack and charge attack damage, which is why I switched Narmaya to. You can also do Defense or multi-attack. This is not free, by the way. It takes these resources. There's one for each type, so like that's a multi-attack one. There's an attack one as well. And those things are pretty hard. Like, they're pretty scarce. As far as I can tell, they're just from the Pendant Shop. I think you can get them from the Mobosh Point Shop also. Can you get them from the Mobosh Point Shop? Yeah, you can get them from the Mobosh Point Shop if you really want them. But like, yeah, monthly one. So these are pretty limited at the moment. I figured why not? And let's me mention them in a video in case anybody's wondering. So beyond that, what else did I do? Okay, here's the big one. I switched the key on my Dark Opus weapon from charge attack damage cap to 1 foe damage cap, so auto cap basically. And largely that's because I only do total in the 5-turn setup, or well, the 4-turn setup now, 1 full burst. So everyone does charge attack once. I do way more autos, 1 foe attack, so I figured that would just be more damage gain. And to be fair, it was. So like that was a worthwhile switch. And in case you're wondering, changing that didn't affect my OTK for EX plus, so that's still fine even without the key there. So yeah, I'll leave that for now. And the last tweak is I switched twin coils for armor break, just for additional def down. Armor break, as far as I can tell, should stack with fluorescence, since fluorescence I believe is dual sided in that it hits attack and defense. Armor break just hits defense. Visually they do stack, so I don't have any reason to believe that there's any conflict there. And that seems to be helpful as well. Armor break does do less damage than twin coils, but the defense seems to be worth it. So let's see what this looks like post all these changes. Okay, let's go fight NM95. Again, we are going to use double Titan. And we'll be a little bit mindful of skill order, so we'll get our debuffs up first. And note, these do both visually show up, so I assume they do stack. Okay, so let's get the rest of the stuff up. Uriel, Roaring Crew, Perennial Beauty, Force to the Guess. Oh, and don't forget Clarity and attack. And then go ahead and kill that Snook. Then get Narmaya's stuff rolling. Actually, skill order. Use Dogu first. Get Sasa Narmaya with Mind of Peace. Use Liberation on Miriam's Reset. Tag team. And again. Okay, she'll buff herself. That Narmaya counter, by the way, that's 100% consistent, because she has sub on herself. So that attack will always go to her, and she'll always double counter. So yeah, that's reliable. Which is important, because we're looking for us to be consistent. I also don't want people to crit, ideally, because if they crit, then it suggests it might not be a consistent clear if I need the crit damage to get there, since my grid doesn't actually have enough crit for crit to be 100%. So this should be consistent, though, even without crits. Yeah, we activated Protégé there, so this trigger is no problem. Since Protégé gives me resets, Sub-All and Dodge All. 13%, 13%. Here comes that trigger. It will sub and dodge. And now we can summon Titan just for the damage. And we should be able to clean it up right here for the 4-turn kill. Yep. Yeah, we got this. No problem. There you go, 4-turn clear. Okay, we're gonna check out something. A legitimate thing people do talk about is like, well, you got a 4-button clear, but is it a 1-minute clear or is it a 2-minute clear? No, this is seriously a thing that people argue about, which is fine. I suspect this is not going to be the fastest in raw time, because we hit a lot of buttons, but we'll see. I'm legitimately curious. I don't know. It's also super stressful to try to do this fast, because we have a lot of buttons hit. Okay, skill order also still matters. So, Fluorescence, Armor Break, go, 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 go. Uriel, Roaring Crew, Clarity, Perennial Beauty, Force of Gas, Attack. I can speedrun this. Attack Refresh. Okay, okay. Nogu. Liberation. Apex to nothing is my piece. Peace out for the damage. Tag team. Refresh. Attack. Refresh. Protégé. Hangman attack. Refresh. This is legitimately stressful. Okay. Titan. Attack. Lockout, you gotta work with me. Lockout, you gotta work with me. Come on. Come on, Lockout. Come on, Lockout. There's Titan. Attack, refresh. Done. Clear. Where do we check the time? I think you actually have to go to... You have to go to... Raid? Then battle log. 1:27? That's not terrible. That's not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. 1:27 is not bad. But there you go. That's how fast I can go. So there's the update. And I just want to really stress that a 4-turn clear versus a 5-turn clear, that's not really that big a deal. And a 1-minute clear versus a 1.5-minute clear versus a 2-minute clear even, that's not really that big a deal either. These are just interesting challenges to take on if you want. And I find those kind of things fun, and a lot of people do. But they're not something to really stress about if you're not able to really get to that point. These are challenges in that they push your team to the limit, your grid to the limit, your summons to the limit, and your playstyle to the limit. Like, they force you to be really efficient and quick with how you play. But that's not for everyone, and practically speaking, that doesn't super matter in the long run, because you're not doing so many NM95s that a little bit of savings here and there, it's going to add up to any substantial amount of time. And also, most people don't play at maximum efficiency anyway for a long period of time. Yeah, you might save a minute here and there, but you'll lose that minute over the course of a few hours to like getting up to go get a drink, or like, you know, clicking on a YouTube video for a few minutes. Like, it's fine, don't stress about it. I think these optimizations are fun myself, but that's mostly what they're for. They're fun. So yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you're trying to shave off every possible second in skill and really optimize your run, I'd love to hear how that's going. Just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!